Y'all, it is Christmas Eve.
She knows exactly what she wants, and she knows exactly what she deserves, and it makes them boys nervous.
Hey y'all, it's Kira. What's going on? So we're gonna get right into it, okay? Can y'all believe it's Christmas Eve? It is the day before we celebrate Jesus' birthday. You ever be like, go Jesus, it's your birthday? So I've been feeling real Gritchiana this Christmas. So this is as Christmassy as it's gonna get. Y'all see my bow? Y'all see my necklace is flashing. Yeah, this is as Christmassy as it's gonna get. But so I think a lot of times we forget, like, this is a perfect time to remember why we celebrate what we celebrate. It's Jesus' birthday. Now, obviously, we are in the Western Hemisphere, so we have a very westernized version of Christians. We pretend fake like it's about Jesus, but it really don't be about Jesus. And before I say what I'm gonna say, let me rewind. Before I say what I'm gonna say, please understand, I say this knowing that I'm a person who has a certain privilege of not having children. So there are certain aspects I might not understand because I don't have children. I get that. I respect that. Now on to what I'm gonna say. I work in a sales job. So I see a lot of people bending over backwards to make sure their children have a good Christmas. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. This is not a judgment thing. I'm not, not saying nothing wrong with that. But I think it's really important to make sure that we are not going above and beyond our means for Christmas. I think we forget the real reason we celebrate Christmas. The reason we celebrate Christmas supposedly is because of Jesus. If you're a Christian, I'm not talking about people who ain't Christians. Y'all do it for whatever reason. That's not what we're talking about. But if you're a Christian, we're supposed to be celebrating this because it's Jesus' birthday. Jesus was born in a manger. And I think, like, as Christians, we know the story, but we don't really, like, grasp the story. You know what I'm saying? Jesus was born in a manger. A manger is something like the animals used to eat out of. So Jesus came out in the world, dropped in the little feeder thing, right? He was not Gucci down or whatever the equivalent of Gucci back then would have been. He did not have the latest Jordans. And again, there's nothing wrong with those things, but like I said, I work in sales, and when I see people who I'm trying to talk about where I work, but when I see people who might not necessarily, like, based on just the bill that I see, that because of what I do, I see your bill. Based on your bill, you haven't paid your bill on time in 6 months, but you about to give me $1,500 for the latest device. Maybe not $1,500. You about to give me $1,000. You about to drop a stack on this latest device, but your bill's still behind, and you don't have a plan on catching it up. But because your baby want the newest XYZ, you about to drop that. So the type of job that I have, I get to travel around. So I get to meet lots of different people. I get to be around a lot of different demographics of people. And unfortunately, a lot of those people are the people who are going above and beyond and just doing the most. And when I look at them, and again, I don't know your whole life. This is just a snapshot that I'm looking at. So this is not a judgment thing. This is just about us making better choices. Every year I always hear all these people talk about New Year, who this, and it's going to be a new me, and
I'm going to make better choices, and
all of these things. But you can, like I said last week, you can start today. You do not have to wait, or the week before last, I think, because I talked about loving basketball last week. Did y'all watch that video? I'm going to put a cue card, or little card thing. Watch that video, because I was talking to people like in real life, but I want to know what y'all think, because I got feelings. But anyway, yeah, we have to do a better job of making better decisions. And the devices that I sell, they're necessities, but they aren't. It's not one of those things like you're gonna die if your 8-year-old doesn't have this. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? We have to do a better job of making sure that not only are we living within our means, but also teaching our children how to do the same. Because when you are living paycheck to paycheck, but your baby got the latest whatever. Like, growing up, we didn't always have the latest. Like, did we ever look crazy? No, we always looked nice. But we didn't always have the latest and greatest. We didn't always have super name brand and stuff like that. And we survived. And I'm the oldest of 3. On my mom's side, I am the second oldest of 5 on my dad's. And we survived, and we didn't have the latest and greatest. Like, we had, you know, you do what you got to do. And we're, you know, for the most part, we're humble adults now. We know how to handle things on our own. Like, we're self-sufficient, all of those things. But it's because, to a certain extent, I mean, that's another video. All I'm saying is this. And let me rewind. I'm saying this as someone who, my mama spoiled us at Christmas. But I also, now that I'm older, can see how that played a part in other things. And other things maybe not being how it should have been growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is not to bash, like, my parents, because I love my parents and all of that. But my mother was the type, like, my mother went all out all year round. Like, we used to get presents almost every holiday. It's Easter, we getting presents. Birthdays, you getting presents. Christmas, you get presents. The sky's blue, you getting presents. You know, there's a month with a J in it, you're getting a present. Like, we always got presents. But again, like, we weren't always taught money management properly. And, you know, growing up as a kid, you don't really pay attention to that part. It's kind of just like, oh, well, I'm getting what I want, or, oh, I'm getting gifts. But now that I'm older, I might have appreciated more if she had maybe gave us less and taught me some other things. I might have appreciated it more. Because now that I'm adult, like I already said, if I ever have children, my kids getting 3 gifts on Christmas. You pick whatever you want. Like, I would love to be blessed in a way where, like, whatever those financially, like, I am able to do whatever those gifts are, whatever that is. But you're getting 3 gifts. If 3 gifts is good enough for Jesus, 3 gifts is good enough for you. Period. And my kids probably not gonna believe in Santa Claus either. I'm just not gonna do that. Because I just feel like I have a hard time, like, as a kid, we teach children to believe in Santa Claus, believe in the Tooth Fairy, believe in the Easter Bunny, all of these things. But then you also want them to believe in Jesus. And a lot of times people, you know, don't really leave enough distinction between this is why you should believe in Jesus, and now that you're grown, this is why you shouldn't believe in Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't like that. Like, keep it a buck from the beginning. That's really how I feel about it. Like, give your children the respect of being honest up front. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with explaining the history of Santa Claus and maybe explaining why other children believe in Santa Claus. But I'm probably not going to do that to my kids if I ever have them. And this is probably why the Lord won't give me none. Because, you know, I might just be too real as a parent. But that's another video. Anyway, I said all this to say, and I know it's Christmas Eve, so it's kind of like, girl, you're too late. But maybe not. For all those people who doing that super last minute shopping, those people who run around ragged because they got to get their baby the latest, this is this and that and that. Why are you going so hard for Christmas? Like, really stop and think about it. You know what I'm saying? What do your pockets say? If your pockets say, you know what? We just gonna have to get you this little A, B, and C, and we're gonna be good. That's okay, because it's about being appreciative about the things that you have. Because think about it. I mean, and not to get super cheesy, how many children just genuinely don't have this time of year? Not even just children. How many adults just don't have to give to themselves, let alone their loved ones? You know what I'm saying? This is the time of year where we should be thinking about our fellow man and wanting to help one another and really just love on each other and show each other how much we care about one another. You know what I'm saying? So I think we should focus on that and not necessarily the gifts. And honestly, like I said, I've been Grinchiana this Christmas, and I think it's because I'm the type of person, I'm a firm believer in keeping that same energy. The energy that people are supposed to have around Christmas, be cheerful to your fellow man, all that stuff, that's my heart all year round. I believe in trying to do what's best for other people, even sometimes to the detriment of myself. I believe in trying to do right by other people and, you know, being giving and having empathy and having sympathy and, you know, being willing to be there for people who I like and don't like. I'm working on that part. But that's the energy I'm always on. So I have a hard time when I see people who are stank 11 months out of the year, all of a sudden you done grew a heart. But where? Like, where did this come from? What are we talking about? So I think though I'm finally getting in the spirit. I think I don't know if I told y'all, like on Thanksgiving I stayed in the house and I chilled. I'm gonna be around the family for Christmas. Pray for me. And but I think it's gonna be good. And I'm really just, despite my feelings, I'm very optimistic about what's coming, because I do believe that despite all the noise, there are groups and pockets of people who are genuine, who are sincere and are serious about, you know, the principles that Jesus tried to teach us. You know, Jesus had the humblest of beginnings, and there's nothing wrong with living in humility, living within your means. And let's be clear, like, I'm not saying this from a judgmental place. I like to stunt. I'm human. I'm wrapped in flesh. The kid like to be cute. The kid like to be booted and cuted and all of that other stuff. But at the same time, I do it within my means. Especially now. Like, especially since I've moved and I've really just been moving on my own. Like, I am more appreciative of my humble beginnings, because I know that when the other stuff comes, like, it'll help me remember where I come from, and it'll help me keep that perspective of like, yo, don't get too big in your britches. Ain't that what my granny used to say? That don't get too big in your britches. If y'all got old folks in your family, y'all know what I'm talking about. But that's all I got. Make sure you check out the website, truthandloveunited.com. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share it with your folks. Do not lose your brain trying to, and I ain't trying to knock nobody hustle. Like, for all the sales folks out there, I ain't trying to knock your hustle, but sometimes, like, I sometimes genuinely feel bad selling to certain people, because it's like, I'm looking at your stuff and I know you can't afford this, just based off what I'm saying again. And a lot of times we are spending money we don't even have yet. Like, a lot of people on like, well, we about to get our tax refund, so I'm about to blow it back now. You don't know what could happen with the government we got. You don't know what can happen between now and then. Like, it's just important to operate in your now, as opposed to operating in what you think is coming, like money wise. Like, it's really important to be smart with your money. And around this time of year is when we just go crazy. So again, like, this is not trying to blow down on nobody, not trying to be funny, but yeah, like, sometimes, like I said, I genuinely feel bad, because based on what I'm looking at, you're not going to be able to afford this. And it just be like, but it's like, on one hand, like, I don't want to do it because of that, but on the other hand, it's like, real talk, you're going to do this regardless. So I might as well get the money if you're going to do it regardless. So that's something that I struggle with, if I'm being honest. But that's neither here nor there. Merry Christmas, y'all. I hope y'all have an amazing week. Tell me what y'all plan on doing. Y'all never come over to my Instagram. I see y'all. It's fine. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Tell me what y'all got popping for Christmas. Tell me what your New Year's plans are. I'm excited because I want to get into something for New Year's. I don't know what though. I'm gonna go to church because that's what I always do. But after church, I want to get into something. I don't know what I want to get into. Nothing crazy, because you know I'm a saved woman, so nothing crazy. But I'm just saying, I want to have some fun. I want to do a 2-step somewhere. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all plans are. And I love y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all Christmas. Enjoy y'all family. Don't get worn out by the shenanigans. And like I said, make sure you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it, tell me what you think about it. And like I always say, as long as you're running your race at God's pace, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.
You know that girl can make everything you got a little better. She can change your world for the better.